What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and it's time to talk about One Year War. I know what everyone's talking. They're sick and tired of One Year War, and I don't blame you. It's a deck that just wins. I mean, it's been dominating the early format right here. It's just basically that deck and Wing have been winning tournaments, but it almost seems like 1 year is starting to pick it up a little bit more. I don't know if that's because more people are playing it or whatever, but I figured going into the next Newtype challenge, it's really important to at least look at the builds, some of the different stuff that may be starting to be played in that deck, and just be used to it. And so you guys are well informed on what is to watch out for when playing this deck. I do have a deck profile from the guy that won my last locals. And he did beat me in finals, so I'll get him next time. But he is a fellow YouTuber, just started out pretty recently, so I wanted to show him some love. Hopefully you guys can go over there, subscribe to his stuff. It's great getting started, and I love seeing new YouTubers out there. It is Gundam Gooners Federation. I'll try to put a link in the descriptions below, so go show them some love. They're just starting out, and I'd like to see them do pretty well. Okay, jumping into his deck profile. Once we're done there, I'm gonna hop back in here and we'll go over the card by card a little bit more in detail and my thoughts on why certain things are played and other kind of cards you could watch out for being played against you. Let's hop into it.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm with Gundam Gooners Federation. Check out our YouTube channel. Went 4-0 today with blue-green aggro, so here's the list. 4 Grandpa Gundam. It's self-explanatory. It's a good card. 4 Angsha and 4 Guntank for the ping engine. And the last blue unit in the deck is 4 Isaac. Simple aggro stuff. No real explanation needed. Then for the green, it's the Xeon stuff, which is 4 Sharazaku 2. For the other Sharazaku 2, 4 Rickdoms. Then 4 of each of the other Zaku 2s. There's not really much to explain here. It's self-explanatory at this point. Anybody new to the game, these are just really cheap units. Really easy to put on the board and swing into shields. That's it for the units. For the shields, it's 3 Corsica base and 1 Underground Desert base. Would be playing 4, but I don't have a 4. So it was just fine. 2 Shell Resolve, just a good draw card. And then 4 Amuro Ray. Honestly, most goated pilot in the game, next to his mortal enemy, Char. Yeah, there's not really much to win. This is the best blue pilot in the game, and you're playing the Xeon stuff, so might as well play Char. So, yeah, that's the list, and I had a lot of fun today. Had a lot of good matches, and I really enjoyed myself. So,
Who was it you beat in finals?
You.
Vengeance later. Thanks again for him doing that deck profile. And don't forget to go over to their channel and show them some love. I will definitely put a link in the descriptions below. But let's talk about this list. And also put in some other cards that I think are good to know going into the Newtype challenge so you can understand what the deck is trying to do. So first off, we do have the ping package. He mentioned it briefly. This is played in almost any kind of blue thing you need to watch out for, and that's your Angsha and your gun cannon, which are just going to be able to pop one of your units that is rested, and it just lets them trade a little easier or get rid of things so they don't have to trade. So that's awesome to get in there. Plus, they're not high level, so it just goes with the strategy. He does play the Hyzike. It's basically a gem. That's what I always call these things. So you do need to watch out for how many of these are played in different things. He just plays a bunch. He plays, he plays 2 of the 2 different kinds, but there are more you should watch out for. And those are over here. We'll bring that open. just to these low cost stuff, you could either have the 1/1s of the Zaku 1 and the dupe, or you can also add the gem in there to add some more of the 2/1s in. Back to his list. Then we go to the things that link with Char, and you can see he does the normal things, the searcher and the one that gives them the token. When you're playing against this, watch out for both of these because you need to understand what's going to happen when you trade with those to get rid of them. This one is obviously going to leave a 3/1 token out that they're going to be able to attack with the next turn. So if you're getting rid of this, make sure you have a way of possibly getting rid of the token, or get rid of this before they're able to link with it. Could be very advantageous. And then this card is kind of a double-edged sword because yes, it can get them another card in their hand, but they can brick where they just get other stuff, or they can brick on pilots, which is really good for you because that would bury their Chars at the bottom of the deck, so they just won't see those for the rest of the game. So if you are playing this, watch out for this card. It's good and it's bad in two things. I'll talk about another card that does link with Char I wanted to bring up was, where are you? Here we go. White Gundam. It's a 3/2/3/3, and that does link with Char as well. So if they wanted to add in more link targets for him, this would be one vanilla you'd have to watch out for. And it does have a little bit more health, so it may stick around a little better than the other ones. Just something you should look out for. I haven't really seen it played a ton, but you never know. Rickdoms. You see these come in and out of builds, but just having that extra breach can come in really handy if you need to trade, or if you're just trying to get a couple extra things in. These are really nice. They don't link, so if you're able to get rid of them before they attack, all better for you. Then skipping right down to Gundam, Grandpa Gundam. This just buffs all your units when he's paired, so it's really helpful. And because he has that repair, he can sometimes stick around for more than 1 or 2 or 3 turns, and that can be really damaging if you're not able to get rid of this card. And right here is something I wanted to bring up in this deck. Notice how low to the ground it is. He only runs in all 8 cards that are level 4, and he plays no level 5s. He doesn't play any of the other level 4s that you usually see. Char's Galgoog, Gian, the other Gundam, and Galgoog. Those are ones that you will see occasionally in different lists, but he plays super low to the ground. So basically any starting hand he has, he is probably going to be able to get his links off and just burst out tons of units, and that can just get you those games really quick. My match with him, he beat me on turn 7, I believe. I was level 7 when he beat me, so I was 1 turn away from being able to drop the Wing Gundam 0 on him. But that's what this deck does. He wants to end turn 5, 6, 7, that kind of deal, so he doesn't have to worry about those board wipes. And playing this low to the ground can be really, really helpful. As far as bases go, he did say he didn't have a 4th Corsica base, so he did play just the desert base. I have seen these decks play, I haven't seen them really play more bases, but I have seen them play less bases. Some will play 2, 1, 0. I've seen a 0 base one, which is kind of nuts. But usually you'll see some bases just because, yes, this gives you units. The Tall Goose is nice, but the 2/1/1s can be really nice, just making it so they just flood that board, after turn 3, turn 4. So they just get more and more board advantage. But there are other bases you could look for. There's not a lot, but they could be running Saints Institute. This one is just going to help them stack their deck a little bit on their turns. Plus it's a 2/2, so it's a pretty early base. It's not something you have to worry about too long. And then 3/2, you don't really see the Felmel that much because level 3 is kind of high for a base for this deck. And that little token, it's not that great. Pretty much you want the bigger token from the Corsica base. And then there's also Zanzibar. You don't see this as much just because it's just not as good as Corsica, but this would let you get a unit out for free, basically. Usually if they're playing, you know, the Char's Galgug, then they'll play the Zanzibar with it because you can cheat it out on that turn really easy. Going back to their pilots, pretty much pilots are always these two pilots. There's not a lot of other pilots you really could be running with this list, but there's some you could run. Makuve, if he's on a Xeon unit, which you play a lot of Xeon units, it gets you that breach 1. So it gives you that option of getting that extra little breach damage. You don't see him ran all that often, but it's something you could look out for. And then we've got, you know, the new pilot, which is choose one of your Xeon Link units. It gains breach 1. So again, this is something that gives you that added little bit of breach. And the more breach this deck can get really low to the ground, the quicker it is and the more difficult it is to stay alive. Going into commands, you don't play a lot of commands in this deck. He just plays the 2 for his draw engine, because a 4-3 is kind of heavy for this deck for just draw. It's something that they'll probably hold on to, you know, if they're getting towards turn 5, 6, 7, and they're running out of cards, because that's how this deck gets beat most of the time. It just gets starved out of cards. So, you know, they will play a little bit of searching. The other kind of commands you could run into would be the new turn point history. This is another thing that helps them cycle through their deck to find stuff. And then Citizens Take a Stand is going to give them some added AP. That could be helpful, and it's for more than, you know, all your units get that +2, so that could be pretty deadly. You have seen orders occasionally. This is going to let you rest some smaller units, so it's a possibility. You haven't really seen it that much, but I have seen it. And then Defense is a pretty decent card. A 5, again, is pretty heavy, but I mean, it's a pilot they could use if they played more general Xeon units, or you get the 1-1, the 2-1-1s, which, I mean, this plus your second Korska base, you just flood 4 units on the board. It can be pretty funny. But as you can see, this one plays super low to the ground, doesn't play, you know, I was shocked that he didn't play Galgug. I usually always play Galgug, but, you know, he only wants just a few level 4 things, just so he can get off the ground really fast and get to winning the game. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy these things. Hopefully you go down, like, subscribe, go over to his channel, like, subscribe over there. Let me know other things that, you know, how you beat this deck, or things you think people should watch out for, or how you play it and how you think other people should play it. Because we're just trying to get ready to try to do as good as we can on the Newtype challenge to get some of them really cool alt arts. But hey, you guys know what I always say. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.